Healing doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it looks like slowing down, preparing a meal, and finally giving yourself permission to protect your peace. Last week, I shared that I was taking time to reset, protect my peace, and prepare for a new season after having to navigate a heavy season of personal transitions. Before my UFE procedure and during my physical recovery, my peace was tested by heavy drama, boundary violations, and situations that were brought my way but entirely out of my control. During this time, I had to learn to protect my energy like my life depended on it because my healing absolutely did. We can sometimes talk about boundaries like they are a polite text message or like they are the easiest thing to set. And in my case, they were not, especially because I'm a highly sensitive empath. But what I've learned over these past few years is that boundaries are needed to simply survive. Those boundaries can look like having to lock, or in my case, relock a door you already closed to protect yourself from toxic people. Or in some cases, you have to step in to do the hard thing, but right next step, which takes immense courage. And yes, in turn, people will breach your boundaries, try to dump their crisis, their guilt, or their questions that you don't have answers to onto your lap. That is just something that's inevitable. But what I had to learn to say to myself in this specific circumstance is that I do not have the answers they are looking for, and I cannot hold this space for them while I am healing. You can either say this directly or say nothing, as silence is also an answer. At the end of the day, the most important thing to remember is that you are not the storage space to hold on to someone else's trauma. Physical healing in itself requires emotional stillness, and my body was rocked a bit during this time, but I fought for my peace. Thankfully, with my husband's help, and in the end, I was able to focus on me because if I had not and I just let the chaos in, my body could not have healed from surgery the way it should have. I'll be sharing much more about boundaries as well as my UFE procedure as time goes along. But before I do so, there is something important I want you to keep in mind. Your peace is absolutely non negotiable. That's my little one in the back. So, as I said, your peace is non negotiable. And as you can see from what I shared with you, my life, no one's life is perfect. My life gets chaotic, it gets messy, but it's hard fought. I fight hard to maintain my peace. And not everyone wants to see you living a peaceful life. And that's something else you have to keep in mind. My goal and what I hope to show you is what it looks like to slow down and protect your peace when the world gets a little freaking chaotic. And I'm referring to the outside world as well as your personal world. I want to be able to show you that you don't have to come from some perfect background or just whatever. What it doesn't matter what kind of background you came from, peace is possible, and setting those boundaries is what will get you there. So as time goes on, we will be speaking more on boundaries, and I'll also be sharing my UFE experience. And for those of you who don't know what that is, that's uterine fibroid immobilization. So anyone that has dealt with fibroids and would like to know more about this procedure, I will share that as time goes on. But for now, I did want to start with this boundary video because I feel like this is so important. And it is something, like I said, I will be discussing way more. So, but in the meantime, if you've made it this far and if this video has resonated in any way, please be sure to like the video. If you want to keep up with upcoming conversations, be sure to subscribe. And until next time, please be sure to continue to take care of yourself. And remember, your peace is non negotiable. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.